I believe we can keep the promise of our founding. The idea that if you're willing to work hard, it doesn't matter who you are, or where you come from, or what you look like, or where you love. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, or Hispanic, or Asian, or Native American, or young, or old, or rich, or poor, able, disabled, gay, or straight. You can make it.
What is RPM? RPM is an educational method that, in part, teaches autistics who cannot use speech to effectively communicate a way to show their true thoughts and understanding by pointing to letters on a letterboard. In essence, it is spelling to communicate. Liam began using RPM in October 2014. Before that, he had no way to reliably communicate his thoughts, ideas, or feelings. He had no way to show others his true self and what he understands. Liam created this presentation to educate others and to advocate for his inclusion.
Finding my voice. I learned RPM last fall. Before that, I had no way to express myself. Even though I lived silently, I always had lots to say. Normally, I expressed myself really poorly. Like I would say stupid things with my mouth, such as let's ride on an escalator. Most of the time, what I usually say with my mouth is not likely what I am thinking. Saying what I am thinking like this takes the use of a letterboard. I cannot use my mouth to say what I think. However, I might express my interests such as skating or wanting something to eat like a burger, but I cannot say nearly most of what I am thinking. Life has changed now that I have a way to express myself. RPM saves life. Give RPM the respect it greatly needs. Pious, hard life is long gone now that my understanding is given more respect. Saying this does not mean that my life is not hard. I still have to prove myself. I never experienced someone perfectly getting who I am. I always have to show others what I can do in order to be valued. Life has been one struggle after the other to have opportunity. Normal people have no idea how hard it is to not always be able to speak what you are thinking. Inclusion leaves me vulnerable. Saying stupid things with my mouth makes me look retarded. People often have this impression of me. I live with injustice. Life is mostly injustice. Getting opportunities like this is mostly really hard because I live with a lot of teasing and ridicule. I see people saying things about me. For instance, in the past group meeting, I saw people imitating me, laughing. Please know, lots of times this is happening, so much that I wanted to quit. Now I long to say how this is affecting me instead of running away. I need opportunity like this. Normally, I have no opportunity like this. Please understand that my poor young self is in need of inclusive education. However, my inclusion really leaves me without anyone who really understands. Life may be hard. Life may be without equality, but I really have to stand up for myself in this situation. Lots of times, life is laughing at me, and so I live a hard life. This leaves me separate from my peers. Understand that for most of my life, I have not been included. I finally have some inclusive opportunities, but please understand that my inclusion places me in a really vulnerable position. All kinds of hard things happen when I am living in an inclusive life. Autism gives me more trouble than one might expect. First, my life is harder than you would expect. Autism is really laughing at me. All the people wonder why autism laughs at me. Little things like people laughing at me make me really unhappy. I live thankfully. However, I can only live with so much teasing before I blow up. Autism makes it impossible for me to have the most control over my behavior. All of my blow-ups are because I'm having too many emotions. Life is very hard when you might not have control over your emotions. Life makes me record in my mind all my really hard times, kind of like a movie, like a horror film. placing me in great anxiety, making me really nervous all my life. Autism makes me angry all the time because all good times end with some little thing leaving me with feelings of being left out. Autism always makes life hard. Please know I have needs for friendship too and want the same things as you. All my real wants are to have opportunity in life.
Or what you look like, or where you love. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, or Hispanic, or Asian, or Native American, or young, or old, or rich, or poor, able, disabled, gay, or straight. You can make it. You can make it.
Happy I have this opportunity. Finally, I imagine already my life having more little good times, like RPM giving me a voice. Living voiceless was hard. Living happier now that life might be better. Laugh at autism with me by giving me a position in places like YA. Life actually has lots more in store for me. Understand that life can include someone who is different and ultimately calling for more inclusion benefits everyone. Understand that someone like me needs for you to give me life.
Have us do maybe like you could give some tips to people on how they can include you, how they can give you life. Because sometimes I think people want to, but they don't always know how. All right. So maybe you can tell people what that would look like. Okay. And we can do this rapid fire. You don't have to write it out in full sentences. Maybe if we just can make some bullet points for people. All right. So rapid fire. How might people include you better and go ahead and give you life and be what it is that you are looking for? All right, I'm gonna stand up because my shoulder's sore. Okay. H-A-V-E, have. L-I-T-T L-E, have little A-R, have little A-R, have little A-R, R-A-A-N, and after N, G-E, arranged, okay, have little arranged, P-L-A-Y, play, have little arranged, play, W-H-E-R-E, where, I, like in this video right now, you're getting a little silly, blowing on me, wanting some squeezes. You know, sometimes when you're around other people, those kinds of things can be hard for people to deal with. You know? So, can you explain that so that people understand, as well as maybe tell them how to respond? Okay? Like what to do, what not to do when you're doing something that maybe is bothersome. Can you first explain a little bit about it? Done. Mm-hmm. I-H-A-V-I-J-V-E, I have. N-O, no. I have no. C-O-N-T, keep going, R-O-L, no control, O,
You want to do it again?
V, reach for it, E, R over M Y. I have no control over my B O D Y. Write that down.
Life is a song, singing for opportunity. Out of the clutch of silence, I understand my every song sings happy words in my mind. I listen all day. Many songs fill my heart. I sing inside myself only so I can survive. Now that I can sing out loud, my heart is growing stronger. My voice is mostly in my opportunity. In opportunity, my life will sing. My heart will immeasurably be full. Liam Paquin.
I believe we can keep the promise of our founding.